Welcome to a new Shadow Sister Healing video, where your shadow can meet your light and you can be whole again. Here I have two powerful current energies. The Empress is in full bloom, as you can see. I captured this from nearby forest. And we continue our series dedicated to a book reference from D.H. Lover's The Lady Saturday's Lover. And this is a Friday pickapile reading, but we have these piles ready, and each one of them has now text pieces taken from, we went until 4 chapters last time. Now I read I marked the book until 6th chapter, so 2 more chapters. And actually I decided we go as long this book forward as I feel is the natural place. There is no hurry to anywhere. If it takes all summer to read this book, I think there is like 11 chapters. Anyway, I will use this Lady Saturday's Lover because it's kind of like a lot of things in some chapters, and yeah, let's see what came into the piles. Okay, let's jump into the pile selection. So this is a big pile reading, so you can pick as many piles you want. The important thing is that you feel called to the pile. One thing I want to read for you still first before I show the piles is a sentence or like a quote I saw from James Hillman's Soul's Code book. And the message was, shadow is not all negative. I wanna say this because my channel is Shadow Sister Healing, and there is really why I do these videos. In the bottom, what I have realized, like, there is really worth to go through all the dark and shadow material, kind of subconscious part of ourselves that keep us locked in certain beliefs, certain things, patterns. So shadow is not all negative, and you should not be afraid of that. And this channel aims to find the golden shadow, but this quote is following: to know one's own shadow is to be at home in the darkness of the self, which is where creativity and hidden treasures are stored. And I totally agree to this. It's like, my goal is that you watching this video will get to that point where actually realizing, like, if there is a dragon in the cage, in the cave, watching the coins, there's the monsters there to scare you, to stop you. If you are not able to be the hero, it's not your time yet. You need to go certain difficulties in your life, because it's not supposed to be easy. Like, there is gold in every experience, even the bad ones. And so you just going through and learning lessons of everything you go through is the best mindset. And eventually you can, I guarantee you can find the treasures. I have done that. And I have even spiritual course about that. I can put it in the description box. I have this 4-week spiritual course that you can take, and there is some exercises that you can start using your creative expression, because that is how you are breaking through. You have to experience, you have to express. That's the key to everything, even to being psychic. Anyway, and me today, I have prepared you a sacred place and space, which is also part of all this reading. So Pluto is once more here watching. Even though I'm not pulling the cards live, I was actually yesterday planning to do this reading, but I was so tired that I had to choose what I do first. And I have made a commitment lately to do paper cuts every single day. And I prioritized, let's show the latest paper cut I made. So I prioritized this paper cut. I made this paper cut, and I thought that it was more important to get this done, and this love reading can be indeed made on Friday. This particular paper cut is called Peppres. I'm in my spiritual art course. I'm leading you to a path to use major arcana tarot cards as subject to focus and create your own major arcana tarot card. But now I'm also making paper cuts using this major arcana. So I have so far done Fool, Magician, and Empress. And today, after this reading, hopefully my eyes are still able to focus, I will make the Emperor paper cut. But anyway, now let's get to your piles. This was a little info what I'm up to lately. But here is the first pile. So you have a heart chakra, crystal, green Aventurine, and the card visible here is the Hierophant. 5. Then the second pile is root chakra, crystal, and star, major arcana. And the pile number 3 is the Fool card and crown chakra, crystal, amethyst. Yes, this root chakra was red Jasper. So these are your piles. I will put a timestamp into the description box. And as I said earlier, you can pick as many piles you want. Even my older readings, I'm making this all timeless. So I'm having playlist. You can always go, just if you find out, like for example, crown chakra is very important energy that you wanna be healing, how to be real guru or like a really the spiritual person, then maybe you should look more of videos having crown chakra wisdom, because there is definitely the cards often are connected to. I usually pull first the crystal, and I'm amazed often how this crystal kind of attracts this kind of energy around it. But anyway, let's go. So we start with the first pile, and I have stated here also some other oracle decks. Still, for me, I felt today that I have quite many cards here from different piles. But if I feel called to pull any X card, I have here some oracle decks that I will use. So they are waiting here. I can show the first deck picture from each. This is one, is more about chakras. This is the Celtic Earth Wisdom, is very connected to the Emperor, Empress energy currently, nature and Taurus, grounding. And then a witchy key, so I might pull if I feel like it still from here. I have not decided yet. I left this to the open, but for example, I see immediately here a Hierophant, and I might pull a key here. Anyway, let's start. So your first card, your first crystal is heart chakra, and this is to be true lover, real lover, what it means to be truly loving, saying this affirmation, I am love, what that means for you. If you say, I am love, how that love shows, what is the verb coming, like how do you express that love? Because then we have Hierophant is like a spiritual leader, or is a master of something, it's teaching others. So I think on the bottom of this, we are having a love reading, but immediately I highlighted your love for sharing or caring for others by being a wise leader. So maybe in your relationship it's possible. Sometimes we have to conduct the relationship in the right direction. We have to be the wise leader. The other person might need that, or the other people need your leadership, your leading, that you take the lead, that you know what is right, you know what to do, and sometimes you have to be the lighthouse. You have to be this bright love in a world, because there is too few courageous hearts, and that's talking about that. but it can be in your love relationship that you are. This is Taurus card even. So I mean, we had Taurus card here. This is another Taurus card. So Hierophant is a Taurus, but also the Empress. They're both Taurus energy. And today is even new moon in Taurus. So maybe some wisdom of that, if you're more into the astrological point of view, maybe you have some hidden knowledge or like thing that you could share about new moon in Taurus, or some special information, because teachers, they know how to make the material, like it's kind of like, for student it can be too much at once, and teachers are able to like put it in the chapters, or like understandable concepts. They are like kind of like filtering what is the most important for the students. So they might have to deal with, like even the spiritual leader, with the divine God power, like that somebody might be so scared about, but then somebody needs to do that too. Somebody needs to also channel things, or be like really exposing their heart to the love. You can be an example of that, for example, in your relationship as well. That you show first. You like, many times we are like, you have to say you love me, and then I can say only. If you actually love somebody or something, why not to share? Why, or what's going on? Maybe somebody really needs to hear what you see, what you know. That's important. Even little things like a butterfly effect. Okay, so let's go to the Lady CHATTERLEY Lover, and yes, okay, this is also about the traditional way. Can be a marriage, that things are done in a certain way. Like my son is now preparing to do the Erste Communion, is like the first communion in the church, and he has to learn. He has to go to these meetings to learn the songs or learn the things, and you know, there is a lot of wisdom about like mantras or all kind of old wisdom why things are done in a certain way. This lady here, it's kind of rebelling a bit what is like accepted, or how to behave. Like, let's see what was coming here. So Connie backed away from the corner of the house. So she was, I think we are coming to the gamekeeper thing. This Connie is a lady, and she has encounter with this gamekeeper who's taking care of the land. Like there's the forest, and somebody has to be taking care of it when the lady and the lord are living in that property, kind of selfish alone. But then the gamekeeper is there. What's happening? And she starts to notice it. This man in the forest. Wait. Where it starts? It's quite long, but okay. As she came out of the wood on the north side, the keeper's cottage, a rather dark brown stone cottage with gables and a handsome chimney, looked uninhabited. It was so silent and alone. But the thread of smoke rose from the chimney, and the little railed-in garden in front of the house was dark and kept very tidy. The door was shut. Then I jumped to another point here. So she went around the side of the house. At the back of the cottage, the land rose steeply, so the backyard was sunken and enclosed by a low stone wall. She turned the corner of the house and stopped. In the little yard, 2 paces beyond her, the man was washing himself, utterly unaware. He was naked to the hips, his velveteen breeches slipping down over his slender loins, and his white slim back was curved over a big bowl of soapy water. in which he ducked his head, shaking his head with a quick little motion, lifting his slender white arms and pressing the soapy water from his ear, quick, subtle, as a weasel playing it with water, and utterly alone. Connie backed away round the corner of the house and hurried away to the wood. In spite of herself, she had had a shock. After all, merely a man washing himself. Commonplace enough, heaven knows. So yes, this Connie saw a naked gamekeeper there. I was a little shocked. So, okay, maybe there are some shocking information you are finding out, or something that needs to be filtered a little bit. Get here. Maybe there are some too much naked. I mean, in tarot cards there is naked people. For example, here following deck is a star card to show kind of like honestly who somebody is. Like there is really nothing to hide. So maybe there can be something in this pile too for you also, because there is this naked person. But let's go forward. So we have from this, how it's called again? There. Where I put the booklet. Interesting information. It's herbal astrology oracle. So what we have here, we have a nettle action. I have a nice connection with nettle. It's a healing connection. Like for me, I have realized nettle is such a healing plant. Like I could advise everybody, this is a perfect season of nettle, even in spring. Now the nettle is like young leaves and it's perfect to collect and make pancakes or soups or something. But the seeds are also very powerful. And also, I can see the snake there also. 21 action. Yeah, the nettle can really heal. If somebody here is watching and want to have peace of understanding how to heal yourself, for example, this is very important sometimes. I have experienced that my father was in a wheelchair last summer and I use nettle. I give him nettle seed. It sounds weird, but I spanked his feet with nettle to activate his feet. And in 1 week he walked without support. And he was able to, I mean, of course, I was walking with him daily as well, but it seemed to be this nettle was one ingredient of his healing. If you think it's gonna itch, actually it lasts maybe 10 minutes and it doesn't. And you should just like walk on the nettle or like do it for your feet, not like a whole body, but I would recommend you to just step on it because your feet are really interesting place to heal yourself. So yeah, this is coming here. Just wanted to share this because the Hierophant is always teaching and I thought, okay, let's do some nature thing for anybody who wanna heal something. But okay, let's read still from this booklet because there is very much wisdom here. Just see how much I can tell. It's beautiful because it's coming the same kind of message I said already. It's direct action, fierce protector, leadership that I just mentioned already with the Hierophant, strength, power, in pursuit of truth, dominance. And astrological ruler is Mars and Pluto. So Pluto even jumped in here to be mentioned. Pluto, I have real Pluto toy here to represent Pluto planet. It's the smallest, most first. Okay, let's read about this. This can be really good. It's a long reading gonna be. Nettle perfectly embodies Mars attributes. When touched, its aggressive leaves cause irritation, stimulation, and increased blood circulation. Nettle is rich in iron, selenium, magnesium, chlorophyll, calcium, silica, and vitamins A, C, E, and K. While nettle is not necessarily a heating plant, it is stimulating. Its sting feels hot at the touch, and yet it helps to modulate inflammation throughout the body. Used to treat pain from arthritis in ancient Egypt, people would whack themselves with bundles of nettles to treat traumatism, lethargy, and cholera. And yes, I was doing this to my father's feet. Whack themselves. And yes, let's bring it out also because we have this very SAX active lady in the stories. It is said to be Viagra of the past. So if you have this kind of problems too, I see the snake there, maybe you could try, but just be careful. Okay, I hope this is not gonna be censored from YouTube. Okay, so it's thought that nettles cause the body to release an antihistamine response that reduces inflammation and swelling, alleviating pain related to rheumatiz and arthritis. And okay, let's mention this Norse myth still. In Norse myth, nettles are associated with Thor, the god of thunder, and with Loki, the trickster god, whose magical fishing net was made from nettles. And even thick stands of nettles signal that there are fairy dwellings close by in Celtic folklore. And the nettles sting wards of fairy mischief, black magic, and sorcery. And the Anglo-Saxon held 9 herbs as the most sacred, and their 9 herbs charm. Recorded in the 10th century featured nettles as a protective ally against elf shot, a mysterious pain in humans or animals caused by the arrows of the jealous elves. Okay, there is a lot. This is interesting herbal astrology if you want to ever buy this kind of deck. Think I'm not going to buy more of this. This was enough. I was just mentioned the snake, and I wonder what was that doing here. Maybe it's just because it's healing, symbolizing that the snake is always about healing. Okay, we go to the archetype card. I wanted today for your love reading to have a sense of where in archetypal sense would you be locating with your relationship. The destroyer. Okay, so something is destroyed. Something is and I see here there is like wolf's eyes. Something maybe, I mean, this is kind of the religious leader. Maybe there is really much this kind of opposite, good and bad. You're facing this kind of dark and light. There is really this division. You have to, 2 birds flying there, really beautiful. Okay, nice for your reading, there's 2 birds. Anyway, this I have to read because I don't know what this wolf means here. Nettle is also painful. So maybe there are some painful things you're going through with your relationship also. As well, Connie was kind of like spying that gamekeeper. Wolf can be a bit like a sexuality, like this kind of like a beast. There is something destroying your inner peace. We will see what is this archetype about and learn about it. Then I remember all these things. It's interesting to see. So pile number 1, you have destroyer somehow taking part of your relationship dynamics. You should be aware. The savage, the unexpected, the rejected. The destroyer, the final of the 3 archetypes in the trio of existence, has necessary yet painful work to do in the world. Culturally, we have an aversion to endings, and we hang on to permanence as a signifier of success. Yet the destroyer pulls the rug out from underneath relationships jobs, homes, and all forms of security. It's the part of us that wants things to end. Its painful orientation is to uncover our true purpose. Yes, I repeat this. Its painful orientation is to uncover our true purpose. The destroyer does not let us linger long in comforts, as it knows not much happens in that realm. With its piercing eyes, it seeks out stagnancy from a distance, and the rest becomes history. In the old myths, this is the moment when heads begins to roll, the ground opens up and castles crumble. Hold on for the ride, the destroyer has arrived. Consider Picasso's statement, every act of creation is first of all an act of destruction. Okay, but I still say this. In old tales, the destroyer sometimes appears as a black dog. Other times it takes the form of gods and goddesses, such as Shiva, Kali, and Adophis. Interesting. What should I mention also? Maybe there is really, something like lesson to be learned for sure. It is kind of mastery card, Hierophant. And the key, to find the key in this situation, how to navigate. Okay, now we have the couple cards left. So we have you and your person. So you come of Ace of Swords, somebody very able to let's say having the key information and really able to, like a teacher, I would say. This is like able to communicate very, very much. Your person comes as Five of Swords, somebody who has worries, and there is some betrayal maybe. This is going to Egypt, this story. But let's see these stories, because these are maybe something that you can connect. What is there? And then we look at the couple card, and then I see which advice card I still pull. Ace of Swords. Interestingly, something that needs to be said a lot, because both of you have swords, and swords can really, like in a reading, it's always what kind of belief system the person have, what kind of communication is used. So think about how do you express and communicate in your relationship. Or if you don't have a relationship yet, have you really said everything that needs to be said? Or are you coming too sharp knife, too mental, too much as the words and no heart? Because you have the heart here. This is telling me you should really remember that the loving words should be coming from the love, not just from the brain. Gordian knot, Turkey, Greek legend. The Ace of Swords represent a sudden burst of inspiration, a new solution, a new way of thinking to break through a problem. Slicing through the Gordian knot begins a campaign to conquer new lands. New project, truth, assertiveness, creative thinking, clarity. Okay, so this can be a positive way to use this communication to have clarity, while there is the destroyer around. You need clarity. Even there is a stormy or nettles hurting your feet or whatever, priest preaching, and you have to have a clarity. Like, what is the key information, the key thing, and heart could be there healing you, because yes, if you are not real lover, you are faker, you're faking it. Imagine like a spiritual leader who is not actually practicing really the teachings, just talking about it endlessly, but not actually doing the work. Think about that. That's so important. You actually are doing what you say you are gonna do. Like in a relationship, you're saying you're gonna meet the person, you're gonna come to visit the person, you do it. Or you have commitments, you are talking about some plans and you're not like last minute saying like, no, sorry, I don't feel like it. Like it's disappointing when people are not committing, or like you cannot trust your partner in whatever little thing you cannot trust. I mean, the word should be trusted. Like what you say, then don't promise it, don't people please, don't say something if you cannot, then keep it. And yes, maybe if you are really having a tough time, then don't have relationship at all before you are able to keep your word. Okay, 5 of Swords, that's your person. I'm taking them in order when I pull it, like first one was you and the second is a person. Sometimes these roles can be reversed. If you recognize the other one is actually that, then see it from that point of view. So this one is Osiris, Set, and Isis, Egypt. The 5 of Swords represent a fight won through deceit. Set overthrows his brother Osiris and is seen gloating over his brother's inconsolable wife Isis, while Set represents a tyrant of a victor. Isis is defeated combatant who will eventually bring about Set's defeat. And its meaning is surrender, betrayal, bullying, violence, and crime. So something, maybe your person have to go through these kind of things, and then it's very hard maybe to be in a relationship when there are these kind of elements. Maybe a lot of wounding, a lot of trauma even. And it's often said this sentence, hurt people, but yeah, I hope if you're hurt, you don't have to hurt other person to feel better about yourself. Rather, because you are hurt, you don't want anybody else to be hurt ever again. You know how to turn that kind of ship. Don't step in that kind of drama ship at all. Okay, so we have the couple card. Be authentic. I have had this periods in my readings. Nice. Be authentic, be real and true to who you are and how you feel. Okay, I'm not gonna read now the long text of this. If you wanna have a longer love reading, you can always book me. But the authenticity, indeed, there is this highlight of your relationship coming with words. So the words you use, if you say you love somebody, say it if you really do. If you like, be authentic. That is the message here. I think the lady story, Connie backed away from the corner of the house. It's kind of something can be shocking in the person, like it's too much. Like for her, it was too much to see the other person naked, washing himself. I mean, she was a lady, of course, and was a gamekeeper. Like he was just so common man that he was showering on the backyard. But this be authentic, there is a lot happening here. Kind of light and dark, clearly, like was mentioned also here. There is these walls of total, more dark city and then more light. You should find a balance, not to have extremes. For sure. I'm gonna take you one more advice card now for pile number 1 from this key, because I've been since the beginning. This is nice Labrador bit, very nicely shining. It's asking me to make this pool here. So again, the 2 birds. Where is the message? Okay, they are close. Another one. Euphoria, honor yourself. Be authentic, honor yourself. this. And the snake is coming back. Here was in the nettle, the snake. Healing. Snakes are always about healing, but in this case, I have previously had this card sometime, and I connected this to the Caduceus, the kind of like two snakes entwined. And sometimes this can be like a masculine and feminine thing in balance, those kind of energies in balance. So pay attention to that, finding the balance with light or communication styles. Overall, there is lesson to be learned, definitely, because there is this Hierophant. And there is your heart. That's what you should remember, to be the real lover. And say this, I am love, and what that's, and think, enjoy what that means if you are love. How would you operate then? Okay, so this was your reading, pile number 1. Lady was shocked with a naked gamekeeper, but it was also maybe still interesting for her. But let's see. Next week we go through the story, what happened with that naked gamekeeper. So next pile is the star, and the root chakra. Root chakra is always about mother or victim. Should not fall to be a victim. You should be empowered person who is able to take care of himself and herself and all the needs, and like can be the job, house, money. Just like understand that you can be the person who nurture things, like a mother, also Empress, who nurture things into being. And it can take time, like a mother waiting the baby for 9 months. Like if you have a business, it can take time, and you have to be just making those kind of right choices every day. Okay, we have a star here. So the previous pile, there was a naked thing mentioned, so maybe you could always see the first pile too if you want to know what the lady was going on with a naked gamekeeper. Anyway, and most likely it's going very more still if we cannot get those pieces from that book. It's always a luck. I always pull these lady cards, Lady Chatterley S Lover cards randomly. I have marked certain interesting places, but it's always then about what comes. Star is wish for the better future, having a dream alive, what you have dreamed, and like your role is to dream, and universe is going to deliver that to you. But there is this nakedness here to show that you are like true to yourself, or like you don't hide any parts. So let's see the lady. She wanted to say so many things and she said nothing. I mean, this person is also kind of silent, just focus on self-care. But yeah, what did the lady want to say so much? Let's see. She said nothing. She said nothing. Is this the one? Yeah. Okay, let's have this naked lady. Do you live here quite alone? She asked. Quite alone, your ladyship. But your mother, she lives in her cottage in the village. With a child, asked Connie. With a child. And his plain, rather worn face took an indefinable look of derision. It was a face that changed all the time, baffling. No, he said, seeing Connie stand at a loss. My mother comes and cleans up for me on Saturdays. I do the rest myself. She wanted to say so many things and she said nothing. Only she looked up at him again and remarked, I hope I didn't disturb you. Okay, this is actually, you should, if you want to look the pile number 1, it was talking about Connie seeing the gamekeeper naked. No, I mean, now we have this card happens to be the lady is naked, but this is actually when they meet, because Connie went to bring a letter there to the gamekeeper, and then she actually see him naked, and then she still had to deliver the letter, so she had to talk, even she was like ashamed. So that's is happening now. So she wanted to say so many things, and she said nothing. Only she looked up at him again and remarked, "I hope I didn't disturb you." The faint smile of mockery narrowed his eyes. "Only combing my hair, if you don't mind. I'm sorry I had a coat on, but then I had no idea who was knocking. Nobody knocks here." And the unexpected sounds ominous. He went in front of her down the garden path to hold the gate, in his shirt without the clumsy velveteen coat. She saw again how slender he was, thin, stooping a little. Yet as she passed him, there was something young and bright in his hair, fair hair, and his quick eyes. He would be a man about 37 or 8. She plodded on into the wood, knowing he was looking after her. He upset her so much, in spite of herself. And he, as he went indoors, was thinking, "She's nice, she's real, she's nicer than she knows." She wondered very much about him. He seemed so unlike a gamekeeper, so unlike a working man anyhow, although he had something in common with the local people, but also something very uncommon. "The gamekeeper, Mellors, is a curious person," she said to Clifford. That's Clifford's husband. "He might almost be a gentleman." "Might he?" said Clifford. "I hadn't noticed." "But isn't there something special about him?" Connie insisted. "I think he's quite a nice fellow, but I know very little about him. He only came out of the army last year, less than a year ago, from India. I rather think he may have picked up a certain tricks out there. Perhaps he was an officer's servant and improved on his position. Some of the men were like that, but it does them no good. They have to fall back into their old places when they get home again." So yeah, this husband is very noble, and he has a kind of attitude of anybody wanting to rise their class. Anyway, star card is really somebody who is powerful, doing something for also for community. This is your energy here, but this was also the encounters with the gatekeeper first time. Maybe it was kind of like a very written in the stars that they would accidentally meet. Maybe you have had this kind of feeling in your relationship, like you meet suddenly a person who is like, "Oh, where this person came from? Like, wow, who is this?" And a bit like shy, like, "Oh no, I don't know what to say." And then you say nothing. And you just observe. Observing is good. You never know. It's better to look longer than behave. Okay, then we have here. Stop. Okay, sorry. We have the herbal astrology oracle. Who knows what nice wisdom comes now? Now it's the new moon in Taurus. So I wanted to have a little bit herbal and nature-based thing. So we have here Empress energy going on in May a lot. So you have a lavender, weaver. Interesting. There is even kind of like a baby in the, like a back, and Lyra is playing. And what is this animal? What is this animal? Oh, it's not animal. It's a. I was like, what is this animal? It's a stone there. Maybe it's almost like an anthill. But what is the animal is a spider. Spider weaving a net. Spiders are usually good thing. And spiders are also like a feminine. Let's see, can you see this sharp? Can I read about this? So yeah, you have a feminine energy, mother, star woman, this lavender woman with a baby, again a mother. Some mother issues here. Maybe your relationship to mother should be under the microscope here, maybe. Let's see. Let's see where we're going here. Weaver of potential, new beginnings, intuitive intellect, contemplative phase, emotional fulfillment, walking in alignment. It's often said that intuition comes from the heart, and intuition can be your mother's voice. So what kind of voice your mother had, you could reflect. What are there? What kind of beliefs, what kind of things, lullabies? Can you remember what was the care there, the nurture, because we have here a mother. That's the mother energy. So we have a lavender. I'm not going to read everything about lavender, but so medicinally, lavender is nervine and nervous system relaxant. That can assist in calming, induce sleep, improve memory, relieve pain, and boost the mood. The mere inhalation of it stimulates mental processes, focuses energy, brings about lucidity, alleviates stress, and improves memory. Lavender is said to be ruled by the constellation Virgo and planet Mercury, the messenger, the connector and communicator. Mercury represents the bright intelligence and all matters involving the mind and conscious perception. Lavender embodies Mercury's energy as it opens the mental channels, fine-tunes and refines mental processes, and liberates communication and comprehension. Okay, then about the spider still, it's good to know. Guidance. Lavender is much like the medicine of spider, a master communicator that organizes, refines, and systemizes many elements in life. Lavender's medicine provides us the power of discipline and focused energy, key elements to enable aligned manifestation. Spider is here today to remind you that when you are not communicating from a higher alignment, we quickly become entangled, overly critical, and even block the flow of creativity and healing communication. Connect to the energy of the spiral to journey deep into your shadows and allow this organizing system to facilitate higher alignment to your foundation when needed. Use the gifts of communication such as music, poetry, art, and dance to nurture creativity as you weave your life. Beautiful. That's why there is that instrument also. Nice, and there is a Mercury symbol also. Cool. Communicative. And this was this thing. She wanted to say so many things and she said nothing. Ay. There is Mercury thing going on. You should be saying. You should. Okay. If it's very hard to say something to a person, they have maybe hurt you, they have maybe abandoned you, left you, whatever has happened, that the communication is now sour. You could anyway start expressing it creatively like it was advised here. Start to show that communication if you have hard time to really put that into relationship, because the relationship has to rest a little bit. The lavender, take it easy and calm. Then express yourself in other ways. To find peace within yourself. Let the communication happen anyway for yourself first. And then maybe the reason somebody is not saying that they are actually not finding the right words, not ready yet. Sometimes we need time to process things. Something shocking happens in the relationship too, like some words are said that are hurting. Yeah, you need to process it. You cannot always have everything like that. Like, yeah, there's this self-care card, kind of also the STAR card. It's really like a nurturing your own well-being above all else. And making nice spider, perfect spider webs. Communicating. And mother energy here also. And mother are grounded. When mother is grounded, it can be like taking Really a firm stand what's right. Say no to things that are not good for you. Protection. Mothers are always very protective about the children. Be protective about your inner child. Okay, we are now going forward. So we have an archetype card here. Anyway, this is, I want to have archetype presenting your relationship energy. Okay, the flame. So there is actually this beautiful truth about how the flame can be kind of ignited in your heart, and then you have a love for something or someone, for yourself, like, or the flame can be shut down, and then it's like, oh yeah, there's no light. But you have a light here, you have this light card also here. Star is like a sun also, light. So it's a lot of beauty, but a lot of light. Oh, the light is key here. Even in the ceremony way, if you have a sacred ceremony of a candle lit on, it's kind of like a symbol that nobody should even talk. We should just be silent. We should like listen to God, let God speak, and we listen. We receive. We receive. Feminine is always receiving. That's feminine energy. So you lit up the candle and you're just receiving everything there is. Be grateful. Be grateful of everything that is. She wanted to say so many things and she said nothing. Being silent can be so healthy. Having maybe silence every morning, like you can of course journal, you can walk, you can do something like this, but you are just kind of like Gandhi, you don't say a word. You're just in that sensing being, not needing words, just feeling it. Okay, I'm going to read my own intuition. Let's read about this. The flame. Do you have a flame in your life? What is a flame? It's usually archetypal tool, I think so. Where I see it? Here. Yes, this archetypal tool. This could be maybe helping you even. If you have some issues, just don't burn your house, but like just flame in the sense that lit a candle to remember, be grateful. The fire, the spark, the glimmer. In Sanskrit, the word for fire is Agni. The ancient yogis saw this flame at the center of the abdomen and believed it to be responsible for our vitality. When it is lit, we are connected to our purpose and sense that life is a sacred gift. It is said that those who cannot see the sacred around them have let their inner flame go out. Yes, remember that. Think of this card as a call to reignite that fire, to cup your hands gently around those things you've forgotten and protect the flame, no matter how harshly the winds around you blow. It could be an inner archetype that begs you to light it big. It's likely that the poet, the mystic, or the shaman would call to you with the language of the flame. Beautiful. Maybe your relationship is with somebody who is a poet, mystic, or shaman. You can be using the flame, actual candle to connect to each other. Even being in the house full of candles, it's so romantic. Yeah, candlelight evenings, that's more, that's what you need, I think so. The archetypal fire is at the beginning of all transformation, purification, and manifestation. Nearly every spiritual lineage honors the flame. Yeah, that's the light. Beautiful, like we have a star in the dark, but flame is even closer. You don't have to. This is like in your house, you can put it on. It's so easy to have a star in your house. Okay, I read one more thing. To enliven the connection with this archetypal energy, Practice the candle gazing technique called trakataka. Is it that like that? Trataka. Notice how lighting a single candle in any space brings magic to the room and creates a sense of reverence. Yeah, the same thing I'm been already repeating before now, that take some spiritual practice in your relationship alone, or like for your love, to connect with the candle and the flame. Yes, be more poetic in your life, in your love life too. It's romantic. Maybe you really need that. Sounds everything a bit like a self-care. Light the candle, go to a bath. Say nothing. Okay, now we see who you are and who your person is. Okay, so there are a lot of flames here. You are coming of the Two of Swords. This is, sometimes when I see this, I should read the fairy tale, but I think about like India and the way they burn everything. But your person is coming of Knight of Coins, like a bull. Action. I'm gonna read these fairy tales because these are from different parts of the world. There's something for you to connect. But Sword and Coins, you would be having a choice to make, because Two of Swords is making a choice and communicating about it. But this Knight of Coins is more about like the Taurus energy again, like something is about there, what you have, what you do. It's grounded. Yeah, grounded knight. It's the most grounded knight there is. And a slow moving knight. If your person is this, you might be like so like, oh, why this bull doesn't move? Why the bull doesn't do anything? Come on, like what is taking so long time? Why nothing happens? You have the choice to make. Can you, okay, don't burn yourself with that candle that I was just saying, but like here you have in the fire. Sita, India, Hindu epic Ramayana. You, the Two of Swords represent being stuck between hard choices. Sita's decision between Scylla and Charybdis is not easy and cannot be made blindly. It calls for self-reflection. Things can only remain balanced for so long before a move must be made. Facing fears, a stalemate, denial, opposition, a precarious position. So it's kind of like these flames here are showing me like there's like time is running, like, oh, things are burning. It's like blah, 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 but I have to make a choice. It's kind of burning you. Then we have this calming lavender energy and this kind of water here. Also self-care, you should just calm yourself. Make from the not react, but respond. That's where you make your decisions. If you need a timeout, like 24-hour or week, take the time out. Don't make something too hasty. I think this Taurus thing is coming in the sense that this is very much new moon in Taurus. Is as a Jupiter in Taurus even. It's got expanding things, but really like a abundant way. So there is a possibility to do a steady progress. Remember that in these times. You could always see what for your star signs, there are like text Jupiter and Taurus, what it means. But in 1 year now, it was now 16th of the month, the Jupiter went in Taurus. So there is this kind of very much expanding and like things could actually now work out for you in money wise too. But where is this? I took a wrong page. It's gonna be a long reading again, but I'm gonna still do this in one drop. Sometimes I feel like I should have a little break, but I cannot stop this Zoom, so it just goes. It's good. I decided to not pull the cards live because it takes extra time, because sometimes it takes time to take a card. And so I was like yesterday already picking the cards, and then I was like, oh, it's too late, I cannot, my eyes can't stay open, I have to do the reading today when I get up. Where is this? Here is it. So your partner is coming like this. Heitsi Abib, South Africa. Koikhoideti. Knight of Coins is a diligent warrior who is willing to put in the work to set the world right. Heitsi Abib can be stubborn as an ox, getting into trouble for his efforts. He is strong, loyal, and determined in all things he sets his mind to. Ambition, hard work, persistence, being efficient. So, I mean, very good qualities for a partner. I would let the fire burn a bit longer. But yeah, your person is coming like this is the most steady knight there is, like the one that is taking very, very well thought steps. It's not hurrying anywhere. It's going very slowly with the bull. Okay, the love between you, there is still the love card. Love card. What is the love card? Be in the present and dream of the future. When we dream, everything is possible. And actually this card connects to the star card because that's the big dream you have for yourself. So there's all planets, pyramids. There is a dreamer sitting there. Where is it? Here. Yes. If you want a longer love reading, I'm not going to read the long text from this book, but I was, for the previous pile, I was making this kind of decision that in the moment, I have here around some advice decks. I will just feeling my intuition pull here now, you advise. So I think I'm going to this chakra energy. We have here the root chakra, really like safety, money, home, everything like the basic energy is here, the mother energy as well. So what more we need to know about this? Like there is clearly some relationship, like issues somehow, not matching. Maybe something is not matching because she's not able to talk. She wanted to say so many things and she said nothing. So why the lady shuts down? Why the lady goes on a path rather than talks? Let's see. Abundance. So this is a very good message. The one knight that moves very slowly. It's a good omen for you, this card. Abundance. Told you about the Jupiter in Taurus as well. If you see it, there can be a lot of abundance in your relationship. There can be a lot of abundance. If you just trust it, like you trust a dream. Be in the present and dream of the future. When we dream, everything is possible. Yes, and abundance. So these are positive, very positive cards for you. About how can you keep your dream alive? How? That's up to you. That's a choice. That's the way you do it. But I'm going to read it from here. These are the solar plexus cards. And solar plexus always not to be a servant, but to be a true warrior and on the hero's journey. So maybe some actions have to be taken to stop parting there or taking just the self-care point of view, selfish. This sometimes can be a narcissistic card a little bit because you're not a narcissist, but in the, seeing the old picture in the pool, and you know you can see if it's too much egocentric, it's not good for the relationship, because relationship two-person comes to make a unity and partnership and all things. So both people should kind of This girl is not looking, is just closing their eyes, doesn't want to see, or maybe doesn't want to know to make a decision. And then this warrior knight, pentacle knight, coin knight is very slow. The both has kind of limitations, but there is abundance here. So abundance is connected even to Empress, so Taurus and yeah, don't drop here now. Okay. Key information for you. Gold coins. I only seek to give you what you ask for. The legend. Inside a magical treasure chest, gold coins swap stories. One coin tells how a man foolishly dropped her down a drain, then cried instead of trying to get her out. Later, an enterprising little girl used string and chewing gum to fish her out with the coin. The coins remember how this girl saved them, along with many others, and eventually bought a house. As all coins desire to be well spent, they agree that she was indeed a wise person. So think about your relationship with money. Are you the wise girl or the foolhardy man? Money is naturally attracted towards appreciation and gratitude. And be wary of using your financial situation as an excuse to avoid doing something. Are your thoughts and actions around money empowering or disempowering you? Abundance through gratitude, releasing regret, being good with money. Okay, I'm going to give you meditation still, because maybe you need this. Maybe you really want to be abundant, and you know, abundance can come in many forms. You abandon the relationship, you abandon the money, you abandon the work, because you have a root chakra here. You should have definitely work, money, and house, everything like a basic needs met. And how we do this? So meditation. Place some money before you. Pick it up. Have you thought about how many souls have touched it before it came to you? Feel its energy. The value we derive from money is the exchange of energy. Imagine this money transforming into your desire. Be aware of your improved relationship with money. Okay, in this was the wisdom was also that the money was like a person. Maybe don't see as a monster. So seeing is like grateful eyes, how you can make good stories with money and how your relationship even benefits of that. Okay, that was your reading pile number 2. Thanks a lot. Be in the present and dream for the future. So we go to the next pile number 3 and let's see what the Lady Chatterley has for you. You have a Fool card. That's kind of like a lover card a lot. It's when you are really a lover, you are a little bit like a beginner. Also, sometimes you don't expect too much. You are like on the path, living in the present moment. And there's this dog as well. There's a flower in the hand, romanticism blooming. And you have the Guru crystal. Amethyst and also chakra is the crown chakra. Message here is not to be egotist, but be a good guru, serving others, finding your purpose in how you can help the others. So, and if you can be really open with your crown chakra, you also have to be rooted. You should not be flying like this. Full risk here is that it goes off the cliff. Should not fly too high, too fast. You have no reality check. Love too can be like a, yeah. It's not healthy if you are like too full for love. Okay, we have the lady. Once you are alone, money is a necessity. Maybe I wrote it wrong. Once you are alive, money is a necessity. Okay, let's see what the lady is coming here. Money tells me from the previous reading was a lot about abundance. So if you have anything needs to do a question about your abundance, maybe there is in the second pile something for you, just saying. But this immediately brought up the money, like fool also can be fool with the money. Let's see. But money is connected to Empress for sure, Taurus energy. Now is Jupiter in Taurus, so it's very expanding, abundant period. So maybe this is good for your relationship also. Money can be a reason why you argue in a relationship, so you should have a good relationship with the money as well. So how many things I have here? Let's show this fool now. Since, of course, it's not your own fault you are alive. Once you are alive, money is a necessity, and the only absolute necessity. All the rest you can get along without at the pinch, but not money. Emphatically, that's that. Who was saying this? Yeah, these are men talking in the Connie's house. There is always this discussion. His husband is kind of intellect, so let's see what's going on. She thought of Michaelis and the money she might have had with him. Yeah, this is one writer the Michaelis is one writer who is visiting their house sometime, and she has a secret affair with this Michaelis, but anyway, she's always present in this discussion that the husband is having with other intellects. She thought of Michaelis and the money she might have had with him, and even that she didn't want. She preferred the lesser amount which she helped Clifford's husband, Clifford to make by his writing, that she actually helped to make. Clifford and I together, we make 1,200 a year out of writing. So she put it to herself, make money, make it, out of nowhere, fling it out of the thin air, the last feat to be humanly proud of, the rest all my Betty Martin. So she plodded home to Clifford, to join forces with him again, to make another story out of nothingness, and story meant money. Clifford seemed to care very much whether his stories were considered first-class literature or not. Strictly, she didn't care, nothing in it, said her father. £1,200 last year was the result, simply and final. Yeah, the father has said, like, because they can't have a child with the Clifford because she's like handicapped in the war. So there is nothing in it, and she's always justifying that they are actually making money and they are able to make those stories together. If you were young, you just set your teeth and bit on and held on till the money began to flow from the invisible. It was a question of power. It was a question of will, a subtle, powerful emanation of will out of yourself, brought back to you the mysterious nothingness of money, wrote on a bit of paper. It was a sort of magic. Certainly it was triumph. The bitch goddess. Well, if one had to prostitute oneself, let it be the bitch goddess. One could always despise her, even while one prostituted oneself to her, which was good. So there is this saying there, you were using the bitch goddess to say, like, when you are like able to make money with writing, it's kind of you're like having a relationship with this bitch goddess, kind of like a muse that allow you to earn. It's like a devil maybe. Yeah. Anyway, there was this money thing in the heart of the relationship. So let's see, I have here herbal astrology to guide you to see a bit more clear. Relationship thing, elder wisdom. It's a beautiful flower. This moment, elderberry trees, they are just blooming here in Belgium, at least, and very beautiful juice you can make. I put one juice recipe in one of my videos also. If you want to check, I could link it here. And this came to you, 28. Beautiful white flowers. You can make a beautiful juice. That there's this beautiful white flowers floating there. I love that juice. Maybe I'll make it one of these days. Rising from the underworld, release, letting go, major transformation, higher wisdom, new perception, awakening to the truth. That's the message overall. And then, also known as the Queen of Fairies or the Queen of the Underworld, Elder is steeped in folklore. It's getting a bit dark here. Folklore and legend across many cultures. This tree is a symbol of sorrow, death, and deep magic. In Scandinavia, the tree is inhabited by a spirit called Huldemør or Elder Mother, who will punish you if you touch the tree or chop it down without properly thanking her. In the Bible, the cross on which Jesus was crucified was said to be made from the wood of a giant elder tree, and a remorseful Judas hung himself from an elder tree. In the Middle Age, elder was used as protection against witches, evil spirits, and underworldly entities. In Celtic tradition, the elder is associated with Samhain, a time of year to honor death, new beginnings, and transformations. It has been used since ancient times as a blood cleanser, antiviral, anti-inflammatory, used for the kidneys, liver, and digestive system. It is also used as respiratory aid to prevent or recover from colds and flu. Okay, this is a long text, but astrologically, since elder encompasses the piercing duality of life and death, along with supernatural properties, it falls under the general rulership of Pluto. Okay, the Pluto is mentioned here again. I have this Pluto statue, like a toy here. Pluto mentioned again. It's a planet. It's Scorpio energy anyway, Pluto usually. To properly reap its medicine requires wisdom, and if improperly used, it may cause death. Aha, interesting. Maybe the berries had some poison in it, if I remember correctly. The flowers for sure not. When its wisdom is properly harvested, its strong protective action on the immune system also greatly embodies Jupiter's archetype. And now Jupiter is in Taurus, so I think you should expand your self drinking elderberry juice, just saying. You can buy it from IKEA as well. And the guidance, I tell you still. Elder signals the end of phase in life as well as the beginning of a major cycle. The Queen of the Underworld reminds us of the symbolic death that visits us often as we progress through our physical and metaphysical growth. Elder reminds us of the blooming we experience when we simply allow our old self to decompose. In giving new life, the old one needs to be torn apart and allowed to die. Don't resist it. Elder is a wise guardian assisting us as we step through the doorways of darkness. Allow yourself to be consumed by her mighty presence as a dark mother protects our spirit as it goes through the cycles of transformation. Wow. Something is powerfully, like this is a new chapter in your life, Fool card. This is talking about endings as well, new beginnings. What is that? There is a money mentioned here. Once you are alive, money is a necessity. Maybe you will have a new relationship with the money, just saying. Okay, we have still big archetype cards. This is the empty room. There's a lot of power in new beginnings and emptiness. And the 0 is the number of the Very empty number is the number of full card. Here we have the empty room. See, this is some potential here. Potential not having something. To be free, to be whatever, maybe. It's archetypal place you are now. Recording is still going. So the empty room is the archetype going on for you. The vortex, the abyss, the nothing. The empty room haunts us all. It is the universal and all too frequent feeling of lack, of wanting, of the craving to fill ourselves with something, anything. We too often attempt to remedy the discomfort of the empty room by any means necessary, leading us to a culture of more. Ironically, the empty room is filled to the brim with potential, yet we perceive it as not enough. This card is a cry for patience, for sitting within the barren walls of not knowing, for awaiting true vision and purpose before attaching to what we should do next to save our outward appearance. Be with the nothingness, be with the impotence. The empty room has immense power. Let others wonder what you are doing. If you can settle into the magic of emptiness, you will soon hear its whispers of wisdom. And there was a wisdom in this elder as well. Similar message. Okay, now we see you and your person. So you and your person. Okay, so you are coming as a King of Cups. Very caring king, wise. And your person is coming as a sun. This is a sun card draw. Sun is actually quite masculine energy, and this King of Cups also. So I mean, you can always reverse this, but these are like energies. Anyway, the sun is kind of more important, powerful because it's a major arcana card. The King of Cups is very much caring king. Where is this? King of Cups. King of Cups. King of Cups. So, the boy and the dragon girl, China. The King of Cups was once a little boy, but has matured into a powerful dragon. He is kind but fiercely protective of those he loves. He is connected to the deep, dark waters of the subconscious. He possesses great patience and wisdom. Again, wisdom is coming again. Devotion, loyalty, faithfulness, wisdom, generosity. That's how you're coming to this. The person is coming as sun, the most happiest card in the tarot deck. Sun card Ra in here. Out. Sun card Ra. The sun is success, birth, confidence after passing. The sun is success, birth, confidence after passing through difficult times. Egyptian sun god Ra proves everything is illuminated with optimism and enthusiasm for the path ahead. Satisfaction, accomplishment, joy, luck, vitality. That's your person. So you are really drawn to this kind of sunny energy. Dark waters, empty room. Maybe you have been a little bit in the dark, looking for this fairy tree and having new ideas, new chapter in your life. Still, you are attracted to this very shiny, sunny person. Slide to your dark. Somebody able to lift your spirit, maybe. But you have also this crown chakra energy, so this is kind of leader energy. Overall energy, a bit like a foolish fool. Okay, your love within you, we have here this card. is treasure your loved ones. It is important to love others deeply. Okay, nice. Treasure what you have. Oh, I see there is kind of like the pearl here. There is this similar shape repeating. Even it's like a water shop. Yeah, there is, but this is like a mother with a child. Yeah, beautiful. I'm not going to read this big text from this book. If you want to have love reading, I can make a long 1 hour love reading. And then I can go into a long personal reading about everything. And you can choose different decks. I want to now choose one deck for you. And I think I go with this earth energy. I have these 3 decks today. And I feel like this Celtic wisdom is meant for this one. Okay, I got 2 cards. You're lucky. So, clear aura and understanding. Okay, beautiful cards. So you are asked to be clearing your aura. There is even this, I had previously this thing, there is like a toad here. Taking with the tongue all the spiritual pests. So the lady can be clean. Yeah. And then we have here the beautiful bridge, understanding. I have in some of my previous reading read this whole text. I think I leave it to this. I leave it to this. I'm not going to read this text because I think this images tells a lot. This is a beautiful bridge for uniting 2 persons to walk through. There's this water, like almost like if this would be you and your person, the one is in this deep waters, a bit like here we had this empty room, getting clean of all the spiritual pests, and the other one is already on the bridge waiting. Kind of lover on the bridge. Treasure your loved ones, that's the message for you. Here is your deepness there, King of Cups. And this one on that bridge is like the Sankara on the boat. Beautiful water related. Water is always love and feelings. So maybe there is a lot of feelings going, streaming around here. Anyway, embrace all and be patient. And above all, this message for you that treasure your loved ones. Okay. Thank you for watching my video, my Friday love reading. It's getting dark again here. What can I else say? I appreciate always if you can support me by subscribing to my channel, personally liking or commenting. Any comment, even an emoji, tells my algorithm. And my goal is to make this bigger channel. So thank you for all the support. And yeah, see you next Friday. Thank you. Bye.